And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, it's so good to be alive and well here in 2022, our first show of the new year. Excited to be back in studio, real fired up about a lot of good things happening here with the Consumer Quarterback Show, things in Tampa Bay, helping you understand your buying decisions, making you more street smart, and serving you as your consumer advocate right here in Tampa Bay. We love to help you win in any marketplace. We do that by interviewing all of the best expert contributors. These are folks that take time out of their busy schedules, they're business owners, they're attorneys, they're CPAs, so many different types of folks that we bring on and we interview to help you make informed decisions here in the Tampa Bay area. So we want to give out our phone number just in case you need us. You can call us at 813-917-1894 to call or text our hotline, 813-917-1894.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
ConsumerQB.com, that's the website. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors, previous show videos as well. And we got a great lineup for you today here. Jenny Restrepo is going to be on the show. She's a wealth of knowledge around title, real estate, and insured title agency. We got attorney Jason Kobal in the house as well, longtime friend of the program, TampaWorkCompLaw.com. And we have Doug LEVI as well, strategic insurance, insurance expert contributor here on the program. We like to feature our real estate listings as well to help our sellers profit more. Also give you a little flavor of what's happening out there in the Tampa Bay real estate market. So we got a hot listing here, 2 Oak Avenue in Palm Harbor. This is a waterfront, canal front home. Bring your boats, bring your jet skis. By the way, the owner has a couple right there you can buy as well as an a la carte. Great opportunity to own real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Granite countertops, updated kitchen, beautiful flooring throughout, fireplace on this home. It's a waterfront. You can boat to dinner over at the Lake Tarpon Turtle right here in Palm Harbor. 2 Oak Avenue in Palm Harbor, almost 1,500 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, waterfront home with a new dock on a canal that runs into the lake. Beautiful property. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
And yeah, so we've got a little bit of free speech left. We're going to touch on Joe Rogan clip here. Dr. Malone, recent interview. It's kind of blown up the internet lately. Interesting. I'm going to jump right into this quick clip, and then we're going to have our expert contributors weigh in as well.
If I'm not, then what to think, okay?
So
but
Dr. Malone.
The point is, if it's not okay for me to be part of the conversation, even though I'm pointing out scientific facts that may be inconvenient, then who can be allowed? Whether you're in the camp that says I'm a liar and I didn't invent this technology despite the patents, and there's a whole cohort of that, no one can dispute that I played a major role in the creation of this tech, and virtually all other voices that have that background have conflicts of interest, financial conflicts of interest. I think I'm the only one that doesn't. I'm not getting any money out of this. So I think that it starts to touch on some fundamental constitutional principles about rights of free speech. I suspect that's kind of where you're going on that.
Free speech, freedom here in America is under attack, and that's a clip from the Joe Rogan podcast. Dr. Robert Malone, the inventor of the mRNA technology, and he's talking about inconvenient facts. He's pointing out facts that he sees in his practice. By the way, he's a clinical researcher, so he's researching all of these vaccines and these medicines. Censorship continues. And an interesting fact, he talked about how you have financial conflicts of interest, and that's where you got to do. They always say follow the money, right? So if you look at Reuters, they are also have co-owners of Pfizer, one of the largest companies in the world, pharmaceutical companies, of course, paying tons of money to advertise and put their name out there. And then they're also, so Reuters, this supposed news organization, is also the air quotes here, independent fact checkers on Twitter. So whenever you see a post that says, oh, well, these independent fact checkers said this is not accurate, this is bad information, just know where the money comes from, where the money flows. And it's pretty crazy to see where we're at here in the good old free states of America, the United States of America, and this fiasco that we've been led on over the last year and a half, almost 2 years now. All right, so let's switch gears. Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance, welcome back to the program. Happy New Year to you, my friend.
Brandon, Happy New Year. Happy 2022 to all the listeners out there. Let's make it a great year.
Absolutely. Lots of opportunity out there, man. Tell you what, there's so much opportunity. Keller Williams Realty just launched our real estate school also, so I'm talking about a side hustle here, kind of like you have your insurance side hustle as well.
Yeah, so we're always happy to talk about helping people earn more money, because that clip you just played, Brandon, so sad, right? And we could spend a whole episode, I'm sure, about the state of America and free speech and what's really going on. But I always believe whatever we've got coming at us, we got to control and be positive and do what we can do. So one of the things we rolled out was called InsuranceSideHustling.com, and that's a model where we help people do home and auto insurance. Part-time, remote, on the side. And we show you how to get licensed. If you've never been licensed before, our team helps provide training, marketing, support, carriers. We do the service for you. So we've had a lot of fun with that. Had a lot of people come on, and great opportunity to earn some part-time money.
I love that. I love that idea, because a lot of people are looking for that nowadays, and that's what's really cool with Keller Williams. We just launched a free real estate school. It's powered by Kaplan, and here locally it's the Bob Hogue School of Real Estate, great school. And they can get licensed. They can go out and start side hustling, and you know, even if it's just your sphere of influence, your friends, family, relatives, folks that you know, you can refer the business over. We pay you a 25% referral fee, and we take care of your customers, your buyers, your sellers, investors, people that you know, like, and trust. All you have to do is get licensed. We pay for it. And then you can actually work it as a side gig, or if you wanted to make a career out of it, we're going to coach you as well. We're going to help you understand not only, you know, the legal side of it, but how to actually get deals, how to make money, how to earn a living and a great income, and the freedom that comes along with it. So that's what I love about it, Doug.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great model as well, and I'm a big proponent of you get what you work for, right? So in our country, we have been based on capitalism. We've been based on small business. We've been based on people starting with very little or nothing and making themselves into something quite fantastic. So anytime you've got an opportunity to earn commission, it's, you know what, the sky's the limit. So I think it's a great opportunity for people in both the real estate and the insurance space there, Brandon.
Yeah, it really is. You know, I look at some of these deals that I've done, and you know, and thank God. By the way, I love your Christian faith as well, Doug, and this station and folks involved with this. You know, as you mentioned earlier, there's a lot of negativity. It's easy to get sucked into that and kind of go around with that Scrooge, you know, bah humbug type mentality. But really, as Christians, we're called to be the light of the earth and to be painting a brighter picture, right? So we know how the book ends. We've read the book. We see the final chapters. We know how it ends. But we want to point them out so that way people can do what we can to maybe extend it out. You know, I'm thinking about my kids, your kids, and you look at, you know, the future that we're inheriting and we're giving to them. So on one hand, we want to point out these things. We want to point out the injustices, the moral decline, the things of that nature. And of course, used to call it the mainstream media. It's not even a mainstream. It's a regime media. They're painting lies every single day. So we want to be the truth seekers and point out the truth as we're called to do so. But there's great opportunity as well. You know, this is a great time. Look at the power of the internet. Look at what you know, some of these podcasts have done to really show the truth. And I love that graphic. I shared a graphic. It talked about Rogan's podcast reaching 11 million people for his podcast, or I'm not sure what the breakdown was, that weekly, monthly. But you know, some of these fake news stations, they're not even getting a million. So it's unbelievable the way the shift has gone on. So there's some good positive things out there that we can focus on as well, Doug.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's so true. And again, you know, mindset is so much. Mindset is so much in terms of what we do in life. And that's one of the things we talk a lot and we teach our team. So we talk about the power of positive mindset, you know. You've got Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking. Great classic book. If you listeners are looking for something good to listen to on Audible or something good to read, Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. Very, very powerful, right? So everything starts in our mind. And even when we feel bad, if we're depressed or we're feeling bad, the feeling is normally the byproduct of our thinking, right? And so
That's
much
right.
of sales, and I'm sure you can agree and attest to this, because I know we line up on a lot of things. So much of sales is really putting yourself in that right mindset to really be a servant and help the other person.
That's right.
Whatever they're trying to do, whether it's buy a home, sell a home, find the right policies for them. And when you have that servant's mindset, we really talk about servant leadership as well. when you have that mindset, good things normally happen, right? So there's a lot of success principles that are really, baked into a lot of what we do and a lot of what we teach. And we find people that don't stay, even if they don't stay a long time, they normally have a great experience because of the mindset and the environment that they're surrounded in here at our agency. And I'm sure it's very similar with you guys at Keller Williams. So I think those are two great things for people to consider going into 2022.
Absolutely. We're talking with Doug Levi here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. He's the owner of Strategic Insurance, TampaBayInsurance.com, one of the best URLs in all of business here in Tampa Bay. I love that URL. And we're talking about things that can help you from a business owner's perspective, homeowner, automobile insurance. We're talking in the next segment. I'm going to talk with Jason Kobal, attorney Jason Kobal, about dashboard cameras and some of the things that he's seen with that. But talk a little bit about what you're seeing in your business and maybe some things that are topical for 2022.
Yeah, so 2022, we're seeing, obviously we know inflation has been a big issue in the economy over the last several months, over the last year really. We're seeing a ton of pricing pressure in the insurance industry, right? So homeowners, auto, commercial insurance, we're seeing rates up across the board. And we really, our mantra and motto has been the same it's been for the last 15 years, which is we want to try and find the best coverage at the best price for clients, and we want to do it each year. And we have a model in place and the technology and the staff to help do that year after year for you. So we just encourage people to take us up on our protection review. We offer a $17 protection review, basically say, hey, give us the opportunity to take a look at your homeowners, your auto, your business insurance, whatever you want us to review. We'd love an opportunity to do that. Hopefully we can save you some money and keep you with the same or not, if not better coverage, maybe plug some gaps that you didn't even know you had in your insurance coverage. And at the least, we'll walk away friends, and you'll walk away with the $17 Amazon gift card. So
it's a great
people
offer.
Can check us out again, TampaBayInsurance.com. Great way to, potentially free up some dollars in your budget. If you're just renewing year after year and you're not shopping, you're probably paying too much.
Yeah, Doug, I wanted to mention also, my father-in-law mentioned something to me about the insurance industry kind of having, like you had mentioned, when they work with their actuaries and they're projecting their future incomes and their future payouts. He was reading a story. I didn't read the actual story, but he said the number of deaths are up significantly, and it wasn't just a major, this was a major amount that it was up. But when you think about it, you look at crime, you look at depression. Crime is up in all of these Democratic-run cities and states. Overdoses. You got fentanyl pouring over the border. Overdoses. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we had some natural disasters as well. But you think about the stress that this undue stress that these parents and teachers have been put under due to this great reset mentality by the politicians and the elites. But I got to think that factors into the insurance and the rate hikes.
Absolutely. Let's play through this for a second. We've talked about this as well, Brandon, and some of it on air. We still don't know the full effects of closing the economy down like we did during the initial time period of COVID and all the masks and the mandates and all these various things, which most of the listeners and the people in the station are probably against. So when you see that alcoholism, depression, suicide, all of those things are on the rise, you now have someone who let's say maybe they didn't even have health insurance, or if they did have health insurance, and now they've had more claims because of being depressed and the effects of the shutdown, the lockdown, in general, what's going on by our government. Absolutely. That's going to result in higher costs ultimately for everyone because the carriers ultimately pass those costs on. Right?
That's right.
So it's a big issue. There's no doubt. And it doesn't look like things are slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's important for people to have their eyes on it.
Yep, that's right. Well, stay informed, get informed, go to the website, TampaBayInsurance.com, ConsumerQB.com as well, and get in touch with Doug Levi. He can help you with all things insurance right here in Tampa Bay. Again, another great example of a local area business owner right here in Tampa Bay, supporting the local economy by supporting him and his business. And reach out. We'd love to talk to you to the hotline as well, 813-917-1894. Call or text that hotline, 813-917-1894. Thanks a lot, Doug. We appreciate you.
You bet. Blessings to everybody in 2022. We'll talk to you soon, Brandon.
Awesome. Likewise. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Jason Kobal in the house, dashboard cameras, personal injury law, work comp law, and more coming up. Plus, we were going to comment on these prisoners that have been held for a year, the January 6th prisoners that are many being held without charges, without formal charges, or being called insurrectionists. It's a political hit job. We'll be right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Hey, Margie here with the Consumer Quarterback Show and the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. If you're buying, selling, or investing, please give us a shot. We would love to help you. We are a top 1% ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay, and you can reach us at 813-750-0550. Call or text 813-750-0550. ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent in Tampa Bay, featured in Florida Realtor Magazine, Top Agent Magazine, the Business Journal. We're looking for inventory. Attention sellers, we need more inventory to sell. If you're a seller on the fence thinking about selling your property, we want to hear from you. Free comparable market analysis. Check out consumerqb.com.
Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here. Consumer Quarterback Show powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Got a hot listing at 5602 Land O'Lakes Boulevard in Land O'Lakes, Florida. Great opportunity. Commercial property zone C2. Get about 7 acres here. Perfect for a hotel development, assisted living facility, retail. It's right on the side of a busy street right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. 5602 Land O'Lakes Boulevard. Beautiful Tampa Bay, hot real estate market. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, let's give a quick shout out to our friends over at Discovery Golf Cars, a.k.a. Golf Cart Depot, formerly known as Golf Cart Depot. Discovery Golf Cars, check them out online. And they have Easy Go, Star EV, Cushman, new and pre-owned, rent or buy, financing, and mobile repair. Clearwater location, Tampa Bay location as well in Tampa. DiscoveryGolfCars.com. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, we got our friend Jason Kobal in the house. Attorney Jason Kobal, that is. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you, Brandon. Always a pleasure. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, man. Likewise. And a lot of good stuff I'm seeing you posting on Facebook. You're winning cases. You're getting good, these awesome awards that are granted, and a lot of good stuff happening in your practice, it seems.
I'm very blessed. We're on a roll. I said we're going for our hat trick this year because we set our firm record for fees in 2020.
Nice.
And then we smashed it last year. So I want to smash that record this year. It'll be our third year in a row of resetting the record. So
nice. Cool. I like it. That's good stuff, man. Have those goals, have those team goals. Similar with our real estate business. We went from 11 to 20 million to 30 million, just continuing to grow. Got our sights set on 50 million in volume this year. So that's a lot of good stuff. Let's jump into some of this, what you're seeing out there. You had mentioned you did a trip back home to Pennsylvania, and you're kind of shocked about the night and day difference between Florida and Pennsylvania.
Yes, I recommend any type of similar trip when you could go through the different states, because you see the drastic differences with regards to just the state of how living is. And,
right.
Obviously, Pennsylvania is a Democratic-run state, Democratic governor. They still have a lot of businesses, more businesses in Florida that just didn't make it. The ones that did make it have limitations to this day, which are really kind of ridiculous. I mean, I got my family some Chinese, and the individual had a shield over her face, a mask. We had a big glass door
partition
between us.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like excessive. And then just the whole mood. Everything is run down. They're having trouble finding workers, and it's just sad. You could really notice the difference on the impact of the economy in a state like that got a little crazy with the restrictions and is continuing to do so versus Florida, who we kind of rid ourselves of that a long time ago. Thank heavens for our governor.
Thank God.
And we've been free. And man, it's a drastic difference.
Yeah. And you got politicians from other states coming down here to party and hang out and go to South Beach and enjoy our freedom.
That's
but
right.
Then and back home, they're implementing all these policies that are just draconian lockdowns. And it's the worst part of it is it's not even proven by science. They try to act like it is, but it's not.
No, and I think you played a great clip from Dr. Malone. I mean, if you look at when I hear an expert opinion, just like in my line of work, I don't just discard it right off the bat before I look into it. I mean, you could look this guy's CV up. It's 14 pages long.
Yeah.
He had a fellowship at Harvard. He got his doctorate of medicine at Northwestern.
Yeah.
He's not an anti-vaxxer. That's what the people are saying.
He took the vaccine when it first came out.
Well, he dedicated his whole life to vaccines, and he is given credit for coming up with the type of vaccine that they're actually using for COVID. Right. Not this particular one, but that type of vaccine.
mRNA.
Correct. So this guy is not an anti-vaxxer. He dedicated his whole life to vaccines, but it's just that his opinions aren't popular with the bipartisan political establishment and its propaganda machine media. So he gets silenced. And I think it's always better. Keep an open mind, do your research, see if someone's credible as an expert, and then let me tell you, this guy is. And then you got to hear out both sides, because when one side is being censored, you're just getting one way of information. It's not good.
Yeah, and that's what Aaron Rodgers' point was. He's like, so when did having an opinion differing from the other side become a crime or something to those effects? He's like, this is what built America, is like dissenting opinion. Let's debate it. Let's figure it out, and then eventually people will say, okay, I actually agree with that side a little bit better, and this side I kind of see where the money could be playing into favor. And that's what happened with all of our institutions. Really, most of our institutions, you look at all of them, really, you name it.
And you nailed it. That's a principle our country, we took pride of, or founded on, is having opposing opinions and having the freedom to voice them. Yeah. And hey, you know what? If you think someone's full of it, that's great. Then voice that opinion and explain why. Yeah. You don't have to be censoring people.
Right.
It's
exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah. Cutting us off. Yeah. Feels like Russia or China. You got a communist rule. We're talking with attorney Jason Kobal here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Tampa workcomplaw.com. He does personal injury laws. He does work comp law. We talked about dashboard cameras. What have you seen dashboard cameras helping you out big time?
Well, specifically, I just had a very, very big case with a very large company. I'm not going to mention any names, who does a lot of deliveries, and they did a hit and run. And it's tough when you have a hit and run sometimes to figure out, the identity of the individual who was, driving and the company they work for. Well, my client had a dashboard cam.
Wow.
And we were able to send that to the company, and they immediately told us, hey, this wasn't reported. Thank you. The $5 million policy they sent over, and my client's seriously injured. So that's a huge case. Wow. And they might not have had access to that $5 million policy if they did not have a dashboard camera. Right. And I've had these come up now quite often in my cases. So I did a little research, and you could honestly go to YouTube, and they have YouTube sites where you could literally just watch car accidents. Wow. Because that many people have these cameras now in their vehicles, and I recommend it.
That's a great idea. Get that camera in there.
Yeah, it could honestly save your case.
Yeah, big time. And you have to, so much hassle and depositions. And if you have the video, boom, it's like they say, the photos, 1,000 words of video must be 10,000 words, right?
And if you watch one of those YouTube where they show all the accidents, you'll become a defensive driver. driver, because there's a lot of wacky drivers.
Gotta be defensive. I saw one on the way to work today, or the show as well. Jason Kobal here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Take a quick break. When we come back, we have our feel-good story of the day. Texas man brings warm meals to family in need. We always tell you something good in that segment. Plus, coming up later in the program, Jenny Restrepo, Insured Title Agency, here in studio. We'll be right back after the short break. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram, Twitter, Getter, and also YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Want to keep rolling? All right. All right, here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here. Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We just launched our real estate school, by the way. If you are thinking about getting licensed, we can pay for your real estate school. You get licensed for free, and then you can refer business, have a side hustle, or maybe join the team, and we'll help you grow your career and grow your passive income through real estate. We got hot properties here in Tampa Bay, 15806 Adobe Drive. This one's in Hudson. It's Pasco County. Two-story home, beautiful property, great opportunity to buy this property and rent it out. 15806 Adobe Drive, right up here in northern Pasco County. Great opportunity to buy real estate here in Tampa Bay. We also have a property at 6806 Pearson. This is on acreage. If you're looking for more of a rural lifestyle, this is a great opportunity. We've got 1,700 plus square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 6 acres in Wesley Chapel. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And give a quick shout out to Chad Irrigation. Victor and his team over at Chad Irrigation. They did our home's sprinkler system, irrigation system. They tapped into the lake, and you can do that as well for all of your real estate properties. We highly recommend Victor and his team over at Chad Irrigation for all of your irrigation needs right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. All right, we got attorney Jason Kobal in the house. Jason, I love having these conversations with you, kind of getting that legal perspective, that legal lens of things happening. You have a business here locally, your personal injury law. You do a lot of work comp law. You actually have a case that's been deferred up to the state Supreme Court. And then I wanted to touch on these prisoners that are being held January 6th. It's a 1-year anniversary. And by the way, none of the rioters, a lot of the rioters, I should say, were all let out on bond. These looters, these arsonists, these rioters in all the major cities. And then these guys go in and take pictures and selfies in the Capitol building, which, yeah, they shouldn't have been there. But are they insurrectionists? Should they be held without bond for a year? Political hit job. The regime media is all over it.
It's so sad, even going back to the Russia investigation when Trump was president, it really made me sad to see the rule of law being abused. We got a lawyer for the FBI lying to the FISA court so they could spy on
was
Trump's
that Carter
campaign.
Page?
Well, that's who they were spying on. But the attorney for the FBI, I forget his name, but at any rate, he's a scumbag for doing that. I mean, it's I went to law school. I take pride in what I do, and that's like the rule of law is sacred in our country.
That's right.
And to see it being abused like that is a shame. And it's the same with these prisoners. Now, obviously, they shouldn't have rushed the Capitol.
Yep.
But that thing is a complicated situation. I mean, there were some people that were voluntarily allowed in, encouraged to go in.
Implants.
Yep. There were, and then the most recent thing that I heard was one of the attorneys who represents a number of the rioters alleges that based on other videos that haven't been made public yet.
Yep.
There's a particular individual who was dressed all in red and Trump this, that.
I saw him.
His face was red. And according to that attorney, he's asserting that person was an undercover FBI agent who handed out weapons and tools for people to bash, and we're encouraging people to bash their way in. And we don't know this guy's identity. He hasn't been arrested. That needs to be looked into regardless of which side you're on. I mean, it might be baloney, but we have to find out, because that would be very serious if that were true.
Right.
So not looking is not an option, whereas, the mainstream media, they don't even want to touch that. They don't even want you to consider that possibility.
Yeah.
And as far as insurrection, that drives me nuts. There has not been one defendant that's an actual crime. That's a conspiracy. That has not been charged. Not one person has been charged with insurrection. Yet every day you hear, the insurrection.
Yeah.
I've heard that there's actually going to be civil cases for defamation, class action based on those people that were arrested for calling them insurrectionists when that's not factually true. Not one of them. If they committed that crime, that would be horrific.
Right.
And I'd want them to be put away for a long, long time. But guess what? That hasn't even been charged.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you'd have to have a lot more than cell phones and with the minor weapons that they had. I mean, you'd have to have a conspiracy to take over the federal government. Unbelievable. The resources. By the way, it's the same thing that happened with Gretchen Whitmer, the governor in Michigan. And you said something when you let off. You're an attorney. You went to law school. You spent a lot of money to get your degree. You've been in business for a long time. Similar to Dr. Malone saying with his he's a doctor. He had his doctorate. He had multiple degrees. He's been a clinical researcher. And he said something very similar, that this type of activity is making the whole profession look bad. It's changing a lot of opinions about the way that we look at legal and the way that we look at medical now. And you don't know where to turn. The truth is being turned upside down. The left is destroying everything. They you no longer have two genders. You've got 35 genders and an alphabet soup of all types of different preferences. So it's anyways, can go down that bunny trail there for a while, but that's a point that Dr. Malone made also.
It's a great point. Like the rule of law, to me, like in my cases, I always look at, if I have the facts on my side and the arguments, I'm going to win, because the rule of law will ensure that, the right side will win.
That's right.
If you have the facts and the law on your side. But when you see it being abused, the rule of law is supposed to be bigger than any one person or any one political party. And we're supposed to rise above that. And to see it tainted, it's just awful.
And that's what you're taught all the way through law school, right? Business ethics, in the medical, even the bio research. He said these ethics are drilled into us over and over and over. And then you have these elites that think they're above it. That's what really gets to me, is that the people, they're above it. They think they're too good for it. And then we're just the little small people that are just going to take what we give them.
Yeah, and it's like, some people, they don't even get charged with a crime, like a riot, because of their political beliefs, where others get put away for a year, like you said, with some of them no charges even filed.
Double standard everywhere.
And I even hear they're in confinement. It's crazy.
Yeah. One of the guys I know locally, his name is Jeremy Brown. He used to drive a limo here in town, and he was kind of a show partner at one point. He was set up by the FBI. He didn't want to be an informant, so they arrested him. And so he's in there. He's doing a big rally on the 6th as well down at the jailhouse on Falkenberg Road here in Tampa Bay.
That's cool.
But so let's go to final thoughts here. Give us a little insights into your law practice and what you can do to help people here locally.
We take pride at my law office to make sure that we fight harder than anybody for our clients. There's a lot of bad lawyers out there.
Yeah.
The field has a bad reputation for a reason. There's a lot of bad ones.
Yep.
We don't mess around with people's costs. We lay out a plan right from the get-go, and then we execute it. So I can say with certainty, if you come to my law firm for, say, a car accident, I'm going to get you the maximum possible result you could get with no baloney. Whereas if you go elsewhere, you might get surprised.
Yeah, exactly. I have to overcome that a lot of times with in the real estate space. There's in any, I say it like this: in any industry, there's good, better, and best. I've always been the best. I've named my company the Platinum MVP Team. The quarterback show. I'm the leader on the team, and I can see that in you. I can see that in your posts. Everything you're doing for your clients, it's like, and those people that are not doing they're doing the bare minimum. You look at the photography for real estate. They'll take the cell phone picture. They won't even take the camera the right way. They'll have it the wrong way, where it's cut off. These types of people make us look bad, and they wonder why their properties are on the market for 120 days, 180 days or more. Right. And it's similar with your business, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Like, for example, some of these cases, there's huge policies. And, the attorney is going to get paid a nice sum no matter what. So they don't really care if they're getting the value of the case because they know, they could settle for less easily, quickly.
Exactly.
And they get paid and they move on no matter what. And that's a disgrace.
That's right.
You always got to, fight for the top maximum dollar amount you can get for your client.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not always easy.
That's right. Sometimes the hard road is the road you got to take.
That's it.
And that's what you got to do the right thing for the client.
Yep.
All right, man. Thanks for doing a great job out there, helping our listeners out. If you want to reach out to Jason, you can go to tampaworkcomplaw.com or give us a call on the hotline, 813-917-1894. Call or text the hotline, 813-917-1894. Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, man.
All right, we're going to come up back right here with Jenny Restrepo here in studio. Insured Title Agency. We're going to talk about things happening in the real estate space, the title insurance space. Might jump into some of the different aspects in terms of your whenever you own the home, ways that you want to title that property as well. And we have our feel-good story of the day. Texas man brings warm meals to family in need. We'll be right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
The Consumer Quarterback Show will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here. We are looking for real estate investors. We've got a new relationship bringing us a tremendous amount of off-market real estate investment opportunities. So text the word investor to our hotline, 813-750-0550. Off-market real estate investment opportunities. Text investor to 813-750-0550. Brandon Rhymes here, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, looking for real estate investors. Send us a text. Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for Cleaning Commandos here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Cleaning Commandos are hiring, and they're offering competitive wages, flexible hours, relaxed atmosphere, and a sign-on bonus. Reach out if you'd like a career with the Cleaning Commandos here in Tampa Bay. Info at cleaningcommandosllc.com or call 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550. Cleaning Commandos, Consumer Quarterback Show.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. We always like to tell you something good as well.
Tell me something good.
All right, so this is a pretty cool story. A Texas man, he decided to help a family in need, and he goes on to quote and say, you don't have to wait until the holidays to do something kind for one another and to be a help. But a man in San Angelo, Texas, decided to help a family in need. His good deed did not go unnoticed. The man who chose to remain anonymous said he saw the family asking for donations and wanted to help. And he says, quote, they were asking for any types of donations. They were very religious, thanking God, and I didn't have cash on me. I felt compelled to get them something or get something in their bellies, end quote. And so he went to a nearby restaurant, and bought the family a meal, and then went back and gave it to the mother, father, and young daughter. And talking to them, they were very thankful and very grateful. Shouldn't have to wait till the holidays to do something special, the story reads. So there's our feel-good story of the day. We love to tell you something positive there in our feel-good story. And we want to go ahead and give a shout-out to Replenish IV Solutions as well. If you want to feel energized, hydrated, and replenished, Replenish IV Solutions is a safe and effective way to restore your body's crucial systems with crucial vitamins and nutrients, enabling your body to perform at optimal conditions. Multiple Bay Area locations, or they will come to you. Replenish IV Solutions, longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we got Jenny Restrepo back in studio. Welcome back.
Thank you. Great to be back. I was just saying, new year.
That's right.
Jumping right in.
That's right. Yeah, hey, this is awesome. I love it. Rolling into 2022, and it's going to be a great year. When you think about real estate, there's lots of factors you look at: purchases, refinance transactions, investors, owner occupants, and then the group that I feel for is the renters out there. They're paying way too much in rent.
Yes.
The rents keep continuing to go up.
Yes.
But where do you want to start there, Jenny?
Well, I can start with, so today I did post a story from U.S. News and World Report about their 2022 real estate forecast. You can check that out on our Insured Title Agency Facebook page. And it's really just saying, like, what can we expect from this year? What's going to be maybe similar to last year? What's coming up next? And you mentioned renters. Rent prices are at the all-time highest, I think, that we've seen ever. Yeah. And so if you were thinking about purchasing a home, now is the time to get super serious about that. And there's a couple of things I can tell you is, number one, before you file your taxes for 2021, reach out to a mortgage lender partner. Because Brandon, as a real estate agent, is an expert on helping you get into that new house. Lenders know what is going on. What's the best program for you? Do you qualify for down payment assistance? If you're a veteran, can you get a VA loan, which means no money down? And so talk to a mortgage lender if you want to set yourself up for success for 2022 and buying your first home. Talk to them before filing your taxes, because there are certain things that will impact. You have to use your tax returns oftentimes to qualify for a loan, and a few little tweaks can make sure that you're in the right bracket and you can qualify. So I'm going to stay in my lane and not say what those are, but talk to a trusted mortgage professional before you file your taxes. Even if you think you're not ready yet, there's a lot of misconceptions out there about buying a home, especially if you're a first-time buyer. You don't have to have the same job for 5 years. If you got a new job in 2021, that's okay. I've worked with, we had a buyer who just started her first nursing job ever out of college, and she got approved for her mortgage with a letter of intent from her employer. She didn't even have her first paycheck stub. Wow. So there's a lot of misconceptions about, can I qualify? Maybe I should still stay renting. Honestly, talk to someone on Brandon's team. They'll point you towards a great mortgage partner that can answer all of your questions. That telephone call is free. You don't have to give them your social security number or have your credit pulled if you're not ready for that. And a mortgage professional can tell you, like, here's your situation. You know what? All you have to do is X, Y, and Z, and you'll be ready to buy in the next couple of months. Yeah. And then someone on Brandon's team can put you on a search list, so you start seeing, like, what's out there and what could be available for me. That's right. And honestly, even if, let's say, your mortgage payment is the same as what you're paying in rent, you're paying that money to yourself and investing in your own future instead of just giving that money over to your landlord that does absolutely nothing for you in the future.
Building equity, that's right. And Diane Vance, by the way, Fairway Independent Mortgage, our expert contributor, mortgage expert contributor here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Diane Vance. DianeVance.com is who we work with. But that's a great point, too. Like you mentioned, before you file your taxes, sometimes people might be wanting to buy a new home or investment property, and if they file their taxes in a manner that's too aggressive, they may not show enough income, and then you're going to have that old catch-22, and it's going to cause problems, when it comes to purchasing that property.
You don't want to sideline yourself for an entire year because of something really simple that you could have done. And so a tax advisor or a mortgage lender would be the best person to tell you exactly individually for your situation what to do. Yep. The other option is maybe this year you want to refinance. You thought about doing that last year, but you didn't do it for whatever reason. Interest rates are still pretty low. Obviously, I can't say what they would be exactly for each person, but again, look into it because, Brandon works with a lot of investors. Maybe you want to get a refinance on your primary residence and be able to purchase an investment property. Yep. And so at Insured Title Agency, there are services that you can choose when buying and selling a property. And so when you refinance, you can choose your title company. It's one of the services that's completely up to you. So you can choose to use Insured Title Agency no matter what lender partner you're using. And then you have local experts here that know this area with a cumulative over 100 years of experience in the title industry. And we make sure that you get the best prices and the best service and the most thorough review of your title, so that when you know you're purchasing this property, you are getting exactly what you think you're getting, and you're getting all of the rights to that home, which is super important.
Yeah.
The other thing that came up in the article for what are we going to see in 2022 is, unfortunately, I think that we're going to see a little bit of a resurgence in foreclosures and bank-owned properties, because many of the programs that sort of supported people who weren't able to pay their mortgages last year, going through the whole experience with COVID, those programs are going to be ending.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, I think we're going to see, not so much as like in 2008, but we are going to see a little bit of a resurgence in foreclosures. And so what does that mean is there's going to be a little bit more inventory for buyers. There's going to be a little bit more inventory for your investors, that you could get a reasonable deal on some properties. And so you want to position yourself to be in the right place to be able to act should you have the right opportunity present itself to you.
Yeah. We're talking with Jenny Restrepo here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. She represents Insured Title Agency. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, and owner of Platinum MVP Team at Keller Williams Realty. And yeah, it's a great point you make in when people have a new year. A lot of times you roll over that new year and you're thinking, okay, what are my goals for this year? If you're a renter, I would definitely say let's look at getting you into a home.
Get you into a home.
And then also, if you're thinking about passive income with these REOs, as you mentioned, real estate owned is the way it's deemed on the tax record, so they call it a REO on the books of the banks and institutions. Sometimes it's a HUD home. When they come out, a lot of times they're going to get multiple offers. So if you have that pre-approval in place, maybe you can compete, especially if you have an expert buyer agent who can help you structure the deal properly, put in different types of clauses that we know how to utilize to help you win those deals, because it is competitive. There's a low inventory market still. You're about a 1 month supply of inventory, 90+% absorption rates here in Tampa Bay, because I was talking to, also there's a report that came out, Tampa Bay, number one in the area for in the state or the nation, I believe. I was talking with Joe, I think it was. He had mentioned he saw a new article that came out. Tampa Bay, again, top of the list in places for people to move to, people to relocate to.
Tampa Bay offers so much opportunity. We've had just great leadership in our community here. Job opportunities, entertainment, engagement, family, amazing schools. And so people are seeing that from around the nation, and they're thinking, why don't I live in Florida? I mean, I just had some cousins visiting from Massachusetts over the holidays, and my cousin is like, I need to just buy a condo here because this is, my future is here.
Yeah.
They live on Cape Cod, which is an amazing place to live as well, but they were going back home to like 30-degree weather, and they're like, we need the sun and the beach, and we want to just be here with all of these things that you can do.
Yeah, and taxes and lockdowns, and not necessarily Cape Cod, but, cities like Chicago and New York, crime, and, some of the stuff I see, you see some of these videos online, they're arresting people for trying to get a hamburger, trying to get a cheeseburger in New York City. I mean, it's unbelievable what they're doing, and it's sad to see. But, this being an election year, hopefully it's a big year where we can make things a little bit more rational nationwide, and there's a big change there. Talk a little bit about the homestead and the portability, because that's an important time of year right now as well to act on that. If you bought a new home and you close before the end of the year, what do we need to do?
Right. So last time I was here before the holiday break, we talked about homestead exemption. It's now January, so get on this. You can go to if you purchased a new primary residence in 2021, now is the window for you to apply for your homestead exemption for 2022, because our taxes are paid in arrears, meaning we don't pay 2022 taxes until November of this year for this year.
Right.
What you need to do is go to the property appraiser website for your county. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, call us at Insured Title Agency or go to insured-title.com. That's where our phone number is. We can help you with this. It's very simple. What's nice is almost all of the counties, especially here in our greater Tampa Bay area, allow you to do the entire thing online. You put in your information. It will ask for your Social Security and some of your other information. That is just confirming that you are you, because you can only have a homestead exemption on a primary residence. So you can only have it at one property at one time.
Right.
Okay, so they do need to confirm that you are you and that this is your primary residence. Now, if you sold a primary residence in 2021 and purchased a new primary residence, Here in the state of Florida, you can apply for portability, which is porting your homestead exemption from your existing property to your new property. And by doing that, oftentimes you can actualize a larger savings to your homestead exemption than simply applying for a new one. But if you did not have a primary residence that you sold last year, or you lived out of state, that doesn't matter. You still qualify for homestead exemption. And why this is so important is because it reduces your tax liability by oftentimes $50,000. So not that your property taxes are $50,000, but say your home was $200,000, then you're, instead of being taxed on $200,000, you're going to be taxed on $150,000. And so it does.
Big savings.
It's a big savings, and especially if you bought a house that was not a homestead, you'll see a big savings.
Jenny, always great having you on the show. Thank you so much
Thanks
for that insight there. And another great show. Doug Levi, insurance expert. Jason Kobal, attorney, on the program. And another great show. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Please do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram, Twitter, and Getter. And also YouTube as well. We got the Consumer Quarterback Show page on YouTube. We'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rhymes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.